I sometimes find some of the coolest stuff in the trash. For example, this entire system was trash picked. This printer was a trash find. This Victor fan was a trash find that a friend of mine got and gave to me prior to restoration. My Henry Close Model 88 is also a trash find. These two speakers, Cambridge Soundworks Model 17s. And as a matter of fact, this Lakewood was also trash picked. My weather station. This beautiful 1951 General Electric AM radio. And my other weather station. My Zenith Royal 670 AM radio. Transistorized. All three of my LCD projectors, which all work. My VCR, which also works. Even my game consoles are all trash picked. My GameCube, for example, and my Nintendo Wii. The Nintendo NES I actually paid money for. Even my vacuum cleaner is a trash picked item. This is a I believe it was a 1936 Premier Spick and Span, which actually works quite well. And including all of those that you've actually just seen, my very first 42-inch plasma television was a trash-picked find and only cost me about $120 to fix. So I'm doing pretty well. Today, I found this. This is my latest acquisition. This is a Dell Poweredge 1750. It is a 1U rack mount server. Dates back to about 2004, and it's a little screamer, I gotta tell you. It, by that I mean it's literally loud, very loud. It does fully function. I found it complete with a Windows 2003 install, and it's got dual Xeon 3.6 gigahertz processors, 4 gigs of DDR266 RAM, 3 Maxtor 300 gig SCSI hard drives. These are 10,000 RPM drives, so they themselves are quite loud. One of the cool things about this server is it has 7 fans times 2. Each fan is a double rotor fan, so there are actually 2 fans in one. There's one motor here and one on the other side. Redundant power supplies that can be easily hot swapped when needed. It's got a SCSI RAID, of course, and here's the backup battery for the SCSI RAID. This is what stores data that's being sent to the drives in the buffer area during a power loss. This is to prevent data from getting lost while it's being written to the drives. It even has, for some weird reason, an 8-port SATA RAID card that was added after the fact. About 2006 or so that was added. But it's not connected to anything, and it doesn't appear to ever have been. Bizarre. And there's no external ports on that at all. And like most rack mount servers and most purpose-built servers, it has more than one Ethernet port. It actually has 2 Ethernet interfaces, one here and one here. This is more of a maintenance port. I'm not using it for anything. It also features a 9-pin serial, VGA on the back, and on the front, and there's a reason for that. In a server farm, you would have racks of these things, just stacked probably 40 units high, and there wouldn't be room for a KVM switch if you needed to plug in for maintenance purposes. So you would be pushing a cart with a keyboard and monitor down the aisle and plugging directly in to the front USB and VGA ports. So that's it. It's also got a 1.44 meg floppy drive and a CDRW DVD drive. And what we're going to do to this server, I'm not keeping this. I have no use for it. I have no room for it. I live in a tiny condo. I don't need it. If I'm going to build a server, it's going to be on a laptop. And it won't be used for much of anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually load Ubuntu 14 on it. This is the x86 version of Ubuntu 14.04 server. It's a text-only interface. I just want to put something on it to give it to my cousin. My cousin is more of a Linux guru. I know some very basic Linux commands. I learn what I need to as I need to learn it. And I'm going to just throw this on there for him. So my cousin, he offered to take this off my hands. I got it for nothing, and I just wanted to play with it for a little bit and make a video. And my cousin's going to take it. And so let me tell you about my cousin. He's got his own YouTube channel. It's actually, I have to think about that for a second. This is my cousin's YouTube channel, 3 Dogs Camping. He actually started this as a way to document his progress moving out of an apartment into a, let's call it a tiny house. He's living in an actual camper. Many tiny house people build their own trailer-mounted homes, but he got himself a nice camper for very little money, and he lives with 3 dogs. He actually has a girlfriend now, so he should change it to 4 Dogs Camping. Just kidding, Steve. You know, I'm only joking. I didn't mean that, honest. Anyway, but he wants to acquire a server for reasons that I don't quite know at this moment in time. But he's very familiar with Linux and the Unix command line. So we're going to just give him this rather than... See, we already saved it from the trash. That's step 1. Step 2 is finding it a home. And I found one. A very tiny home. But it'll do. So I don't know what he's going to use it for. I think he's going to use it as a portable heat source or as a white noise machine. Either way. So yeah, here we go. We're going to power it up. I'm going to boot it off the CD. So that's what 14 fans sound like when they're on full speed cranking. You can hear those 3 hard drives spin up. Thing is a bit slow on startup because it's actually polling that card as well as this one for RAIDs. So what I want to do first is I want to wipe out the RAID configuration. Let's close the doors. Look at how much wind is blowing. So I got to hit Control M. When it tells me to. Those hard drives are fully spun up by now. Okay, there we go. see if I light up the other power supply, if that takes it out of panic mode. Maybe not. So these are the status lights in each power supply that tells me that they're going. Now just to demonstrate while we're doing this, I'm going to pull one of the power supplies out live to demonstrate that you can in fact do that. Then it switches it back on. Now I can pull out the other one. Just like that. By doing both at the same time, of course, you know what's going to happen. Okay. So first we're going to do is we're going to clear the drives. We're going to do an F10 to start the clear. Oh, I have to select them first. Oh, the drives can't be online, so let's take them offline. I guess I can't do that. I thought space would do that for me. Let's go back here and oh, thank God. I'm going to just clear the configuration. We want to clear out whatever the original owner threw in there for configuration because we want to do something a little different. There we go. Okay. We're going to do an easy config. So now we're going to scan for drives. And what we're going to do is we're going to make two RAIDs. One of them will be the system drive. So we're going to select this one and hit return. That's going to be our RAID 0, which is a single drive. And that's where our system is going to go. Okay. RAID 0, one drive. That's LD0, RAID 0. Good. Okay. Now we're going to set up our mirrored RAID, which is where all the data is going to go, hypothetically. So I'm going to select drive 1 and drive 2, return, and we're going to then scan 1, F10 to configure. Got 2 drives on that. RAID 1. Accept. Yes. Okay. Then we have to initialize our new drives. Logical drive 0. Hit F10 to initialize. Yes. It's now going to create our new RAID. There we go. And then we're going to do I guess something was not right here. Why is that? Something didn't go right. Okay, I've actually managed to recreate the RAID, and I got everything sorted out. Something went wrong, but it's all good. Now I'm going to boot it from the optical disk and start the install process. That's 3 Dogs Camping if you want to learn more about living in a camper year-round with solar power. Nice. I don't know how he's going to run this server on solar power, but we'll figure out a way. So manufactured in 9/15 of 04, to give you an idea on how old it is. Let's see if we have any power consumption data. Just have voltage, amperage. That can't be right. 2 amps. I'm not buying it for a second. Yeah, doesn't really tell me. So we've booted off the CD. Do an English install. Let's see, install the Ubuntu server. My coworker recommended CentOS. It's a better alternative. It actually has a GUI interface and all the server goodies that you need for running proper server. This is a command line interface only version, so you really have to be familiar with the command line to really do anything with it. Select keyboard info. So as of right now, there are 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There are 19 objects spinning in this case right now. It's a lot of movement. Anyway. This is where it lets me select the Ethernet port for ETH0 as the primary. I'm going to select ETH0. Hostname, Ubuntu. Username will be administrator. And it won't let you create it without a password, so I'm going to do password, which Steve can change at his leisure. Okay. Not encrypting the home directory, and my time zone is fine. We're going to use manual. Configure iSCSI. Let's see. What I really want to do is just, I want to initialize both, but I don't think it'll let me. Yeah, because if I do this, as soon as I hit yes, I think it starts the install. No, it doesn't. Okay, good. So I've got, that actually worked out. There we go. Okay, so we've got our primary, our logical, and let's go back to here. I'm going to partition both, get the partitions created so that they don't have to be done later. So there's a swap file, a swap partition here, number 5, and okay, good. Looks pretty damn good. Finish changes. Write changes to disk, please. Okay, good. It will now install the system. Okay, the install is done. I just finished up. I didn't install any additional services. I just left it as a default install. And it'll be booting up any second now. And we're off. There's all the stuff. Okay, well, I'm going to now pack this up and try to get it over to my cousin. That's 3 Dogs Camping, his YouTube channel, and check it out.